And if you had a teleportation device, you could just be ahead of the game for projects. And oh gosh, it would be exciting. I mean,
Yes.
I will go to France and go get my croissant there, right, and come back.
For
So
your lunch break. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. I mean, who wouldn't want that?
NCR Voyix, based out of Atlanta, Georgia, is a technology company serving the retail and restaurant industries and transforming the future of commerce. But behind all of the software and services we deliver, we have our people. While we're headquartered in Midtown Atlanta, we've got offices and employees around the globe working in engineering, research, design, strategy, and more. With our talented and diverse employee population and exciting and cutting-edge work they do, we wanted to explore each of our employees better on an individual level and take a deep dive with them, not just a quick look. Welcome to Not Just a Quick Look. I'm your host, Jenny Reinick. We are kicking off season 2 by sitting down to chat with another great NCR Voyix employee, Mouna Ayoub. Mouna, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Janie, and thank you to all of our NCR Voyix Voyagers. Very excited to be here, thankful, and let's get this rolling.
Awesome. So right now, our listeners don't know what it is that you do here at NCR Voyix. So I'm going to ask you some questions that may give us a hint as to what you do here.
All right.
So first question, what program or application on your laptop do you use the most on a day-to-day basis?
I will say probably Jira.
Jira.
Yeah.
And what is Jira?
So Jira is our tool that, multi-phase tool. We deal with the defect management, our, requirements gathering, planning for releases. So it does a lot of things that we use, worldwide.
And it helps keep you guys organized?
It does. Definitely does.
How often do you use math in your job?
Gosh. I guess you would think maybe every day, but you don't realize you do.
It's in the background.
It is.
And if we were to listen in on your typical workday, would we mostly hear typing, talking, or thinking?
I will say all of the above, not to be cliched, but it is all of the above.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, we do a lot of talking when we plan on, releases, projects, timelines, working with team members on requirements, typing because, everything has to be definitely documented as well. It's very important. And then I guess listening because you do have to listen and understand what's going on, right? And it's because it is most of the project we do are team projects. So talking and listening within team members.
Yes. All three are very important to being productive, I imagine.
Yes, for sure.
All right. So the answers to those questions hopefully gave our listeners little hints about what you do here. So go ahead and tell us the answer. What is your job title and what department do you work in?
So I work in CFR, Convenience and Fuel Retail, and I'm currently leading the release management team, but also I wear multiple hats, right? And I think that's what we do. We're not just set to one role because we work with cross-functional team, global teams. So it is important to be multifaceted with other teams and our responsibilities. So I also handle and help with some of the QA assignments. Help with, team members when they need help with Jira. I'm one of the Jira CCB members. So we're all trying to make sure we have innovation and improvements in our day-to-day to streamline, within engineering, a lot of our processes, our discipline. So I hate to do this, but I can say I do a lot, but I enjoy it. I enjoy working with the team members at every level. So very excited.
Excellent. So you said you work in CFR, Convenience Fuel Retail. So that is like when we go to fill up gas at Spinks and Pilot Flying J.
That's right. Or Wawa or Circle K, Speedways. I mean, think about it as a consumer. any experience you have at the pump, right, from a transaction perspective or inside the store. This is who we are, right? So we do have a big footprint when it comes to a fuel market, and it's very exciting. I mean, I love to go to the gas station with my kids, and we play around, and so sometimes we try to break the system, but it never does. So I'm excited to show them this is what we do, right? And this is what I try to explain to people. Any experience you have at the pump or in the convenience store, this is what we do here in CFR, right? From the implementation, the support, and the delivery of the new changes that the customer wants to see in their stores. So it's fun to use our solution as a consumer as well.
Yes, definitely. Love to recognize us out in the wild.
Yeah.
So you work on release management. Is this like releasing new software updates to stuff that the consumer might see when they're pumping up fuel?
Yep. New software updates and also patches or maintenance, deliveries. So we do all of that.
Excellent. Can you tell me the story of how you ended up at NCR Voyix?
Whew, this take me back 25 years ago. So let me scrape a little bit some of the dust in my brain here, but yeah. So I've originally started with a subsidiary of NCR called Complete Technologies, which was a quick service retail solution software, and so I've started while I was still in college. And I've started in the help desk, right, at part-time, and, picking up phone calls from the time former customers, Burger King or McDonald's, Disney, helping them troubleshoot their issues they had with their point of sale or in the kitchens over the phone, and then moved into software engineering, and then became a full-time employee there. And we finally merged with the NCR. We integrated fully with NCR, so I became officially a former NCR employee at that time. Now Voyix, right? I've spent about 16 years in hospitality, and what I love the most, and that's what I tell everyone I interview here at NCR, what I love about being here is you can leave the job without leaving the company. And you keep on growing and transforming yourself, right? So I've been 16 years in hospitality, but I wasn't always just either in the help desk or software engineer, QA, anything like that. I made my way in and, continued to look for challenges and opportunities, became a lead and a manager, software engineering manager, dealing with every facet of professional services, maintenance, and R&D with a team. And then I've decided to look into a different portfolio. So we looked into an opportunity in retail, and I was able to move to AMS, Advanced Marketing Solution, which is a retail loyalty, which is now a legacy loyalty solution for some of our retailers. And I've learned and I've dealt with leading a level 4 support and certification team there. And 6 years ago, I've decided a new challenge, and I took on to join CFR. And within CFR, I had multiple responsibilities and titles, which helped me grow myself as a person, but also as a team member. So this is what I love about being here, because I felt like I've...
Yes, quite a journey. Tell me more about your move from help desk into software engineering. Was that like skills that you learned on the job, or were you taking courses outside of that?
Well, I've taken courses in, computer science, but what made me shift from, I want to say, help desk to software engineering and, into the quality. It's when I was on the phone dealing with customers and some of the issues they were dealing with, I've always managed to, we had a lab, I remember, in the help desk at the time, and I've always managed to go to the lab and try to recreate their problems, right? And trying to understand how they get to that, if it was a user error or if it really was a software bugs. And finding out when it was software bugs really gave me a thrill. And I wanted to go into testing, right? And finding those issues before even the customer get them, because I I could hear the frustration, right, with customers on the phone when it's rush hour, breakfast time, or lunchtime, right, rush hour, and you hear them, and the printer doesn't print, or the network printer is not sending to the kitchen, and it jams them, right. It hurt their speed of service. So I could hear that frustration, and I wanted to do something else to help them out as well. And I felt that for me, I don't want to say it was my calling, right, but I wanted to do more than just picking up the phone and answering the phone and troubleshooting to the issues. I wanted to find those issues before it goes out to the fields. So software engineering, quality was the way to go, and I think I did right.
Yeah, I would definitely say you're a problem solver then.
Yes.
So if you had to explain to a small child what you do for work, how would you describe it?
It's a very good question. I will say I work with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
We do a lot of talking, a lot of listening.
A lot of problem solving.
A lot of problem solving. I do, I'll explain to them for my current position with the CFR. I'll tell them, when you go and fill up for gas and you put your card or you press the button, all of this mechanism behind it, there's a team, there's an organization behind it that supplies, that delivers, right, that solution. But I'll tell them that I do a lot of listening and talking with a team to help solve problems and making sure that if we have homework to deliver, it gets done on time.
Yes, homework.
Yes.
Very relevant to a child.
Very.
So tell me more about your background, like where you're from originally and what you studied in school.
Sure. So I was born in Tunis, Tunisia.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up in France. So I grew up in France since I was about 3 months old.
Mm-hmm.
So I've pretty much lived all my whole life in France. Went to school there all the way through high school. And then I decided I wanted to travel. And I wasn't quite sure I wanted to start college right away. So I took a sabbatical year after my high school and went into an exchange program. And came to the U.S. because I've always loved traveling. I've always loved to speak English. I'm a polyglot, right? So I love languages. I've learned through my years in middle school and high school and college from English to Spanish, Italian, and Japanese, right? And I was born and raised speaking French and Arabic, right?
Wow.
And, yeah, so I was very excited about, coming to the U.S. in the exchange program, being part of a family member here and learning about the culture. And, and coming from overseas, U.S. is so big, right? And it's an exciting place to be. So I was very glad I had this opportunity. And then, and after taking that opportunity, I went back and decided I wanted to come back and go to school. I was ready for it. So I've started my college days in Western State College in Colorado, in Gunnison, Colorado. Started my 1 year there, and then I transferred to Kennesaw State University. So it's been a great journey as I'm onboarded, into the U.S. and then into NCR, so Voyax.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And would you say you use what you studied in school in your day-to-day job?
I mean, you do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even I started as a business major, and then I changed into a business information system major. You do use it, but also it doesn't stop there. That's what I said. You keep transforming yourself through your journey in your career. And I think that's what I've done here in my last 25 years with NCR Voyax. So you do take on what you learn in school, but then you add on to that, right, as you go. And that's what I feel I've done for myself.
Excellent. What futuristic invention do you wish existed right now, and why?
This is a great one. I'm going to say a teleportation device.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh. Can you believe if we had that? I mean,
no more travel delays.
No travel delays. I mean, we could send technician on site,
mm-hmm.
bam, just with a snap of a finger, right? And go tend to that customer or that service and well save money in travel, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and all this, red tape on traveling and things like that. I mean, even I'm looking at hardware. I deal a lot also in my current role with hardware shipping and handling for CFR. I can see a lot of the things we're dealing with customs, and I know those with legalities you have to follow the process and the policies and respect each country's request. But I think sometimes we have delays because of the weather related delays and things like that. And if you had a teleportation device, you could just be ahead of the game for projects, and oh gosh, it would be exciting. I mean,
Yes.
I will go to France and go get my croissant there, right, and come back.
For your lunch break. Yes.
Exactly. I mean, who wouldn't want that?
Yes.
So,
And you could, as you were saying, deliver any sort of hardware or piece of hardware as quickly as you can release a software update.
that's exactly right. So,
Awesome.
yeah, I would love it.
And you'd need less PTO days because you wouldn't need to account for the travel days either.
I know.
So tell me about a time here at NCR Voyix where you worked on a project or you accomplished something that you're really proud of.
Oh, let's see. So many.
So many accomplishments
I don't
over
wanna miss
25
any
years.
I don't want to miss any of them. But yeah, I think for me, what touched me the most is because I do feel I'm a people person. And I think anybody that knows me knows that. But it's having the opportunity to have stood up teams for the different, organization I worked under in different location and being successful at that for those teams. So I know I've done it in Cebu twice, right, in the Philippines, once with hospitality and once with retail. And then we've done a transition to Hyderabad for CFR as well. So that's where I feel it was very fulfilling for me to start from scratch, build a team the ground up, set the right discipline in place, and having also the team be part of that success and have fun doing it, right? And so building that connection with people, but also everybody having the same mindset for what is our end goal. That, to me, that's been the most fulfilling in my career.
Yes, working with a team where everyone's on the same page. What is something that we do really well here at NCR Voyix?
I think we're everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That I think that's what we do well by having a big footprint in the world of hospitality, restaurant, retail, every aspect of retail. I mean, I see that when I walk into a store today. Self-checkout is there. Point of sale is there. Anything that we use, under the hood when it comes to rewards, loyalty, look at the gas stations. And we're in the global market, not just in North America. I know when I went to Dubai or even in Lebanon, I've seen gas stations being run by our solutions. So it was. I think what we do well is creating solution that we continue to transform and keep up with the market and have them out there. Right? It's not just a solution that we put on the shelf. So I think that is what we do well.
Yeah, we're the secret sauce behind those
That is
transactions.
right. That is so right.
A lot of people, when they first start working here, don't realize how often they use our technology, and then they start noticing it everywhere.
It is, yeah. And that's funny you bring that up because several years ago when people heard NCR, three-letter acronym, they're like, oh, isn't that the cash register? I said, yeah, but that's not all we do, right? So I said, think about it when you go to the store, when you have this transaction, when you go in self-checkout, when you go at the gas station, when when you print a receipt or you send it on by email, this is us, right? And people didn't realize, and everything that's going on under the hood, that also part of us, right? We transact day to day, every transaction that's happening out there in the world. So it's very, it's a proud moment when you work for a company and you see it out there being used and working,
Definitely. What is your favorite thing about your role here at NCR Voyix?
Being able to work with so many people and being part to innovation, but also being part of delivering solution to customers. I think to me the people also makes us, right? So being around all these people, I'm happy about it.
Yes, definitely. The people are what make a good job good.
Yeah. Great.
Exactly. What do you like to do for fun outside of work?
So I'm a mother of two, right? Even though my kids are in college, but we do like to do family things when we're all together. We're not quite empty nesters yet, so just and cooking. I love to cook, baking, and going on hikes with my husband and partying with friends. Hey,
Yeah, exactly.
so living life, I will say.
What are some of your favorite things to cook and bake?
Because I grew up in a mixed household in terms of I was born in Tunisia, I grew up in France, and then I'm married to my husband who's from Lebanon. I cook various type of food, and we love eating, right? So we go from kebabs, tabbouleh, like Middle Eastern type food, and I make a mean couscous, which is a Tunisian dish, but also a lot of French dish that we love to eat. So I don't know. I want to be humble, but I bring it. I'll make it.
Excellent. I'm gonna have to try your couscous one day.
Anytime, Jenny. Anytime.
What are some trends that you're seeing in the CFR space right now?
So we are definitely evolving and transforming. I know we are working towards a next gen solution, right? So having a agnostic fuel solution is really the way to go, and seeing that come to life is very exciting.
So for our listeners who may not be familiar, what do you mean when you say an agnostic fuel solution?
Sure. So it's a full fuel solution that will work with any point of sale out there, any type of payment as well. So today we have, our current fuel solution works with, I'm going to call it legacy, so people understand what I'm talking about, works with a store point of sale and our as well as our RPOS point of sale, right? But tomorrow, actually starting today, right, we are evolving to have fuel working with any point of sale. So it can be Panasonic, I mean, anybody out there, right? And we're already doing that with our fuel pumps, but now this is coming from a point of sale perspective.
Right. So even if they have hardware that wasn't necessarily made by us, they could still run our software on it.
That's correct.
Excellent. No more rip and replace. What advice would you give to a younger person who is just starting out in their career?
I will say ask questions. Don't be shy or afraid to ask questions. And I know it may sound a little cliche to say, oh, there's no wrong questions, right? Because you hear that in school, you hear that. There is no wrong questions. And I feel like if you have a question, you want clarification, raise your hand. I think that can only help you get better and understand and not stay in the dark. But also build relationships. Build relationships not only with your direct team, but with everybody around you. That's only going to make you stronger and make the people around you as well stronger.
Yeah, definitely. What is a skill that you have that you feel like has benefited you the most throughout your time here?
Yeah, I don't have a teleportation skills
right.
yet. I wish I did.
Me too.
Well, I think I will say be flexible. Being flexible will open so many doors and opportunities and let you see things a different way. We deal with change all the time. Change is tough for a lot of people. And I can see that if you are flexible, you look at things in a different perspective. So flexibility, I guess, is my superpower.
Yeah. Being open to all the change around here and trying new things.
Yes, exactly.
Well, Mouna, thank you so much for joining us on Not Just a Quick Look today. I enjoyed learning all about you. Thank
you so much, Jenny. I really appreciate being here. And thank you to you and the team. It was a pleasure to be here. It really was. And I'm honored to be our first podcast of the season 2. So
first season 2 guest. Woo!
Very excited. Bring it on. It can only go up from here, people.
Yes, exactly. Not Just a Quick Look is a production of NCR Voyix Corporation. Thank you to Clay Jenkin and Mattia Jeremich for production and editing help. Thank you to all of our NCR Voyix employees who have participated as a guest on the show. Our theme music is by Clay Jenkin. Our cover art is by Ariana Cole. Our website is ncrvoyix.com. That's ncrvoyix.com. Any opinions stated in Not Just a Quick Look are those of the podcast guest and/or host, not NCR Voyix Corporation. Subscribe to our show to get updates about new episodes. Thank you for listening to Not Just a Quick Look, available wherever you get your podcast. Copyright NCR Voyix Corporation 2025. All rights reserved.